My name is Mark Lincheski, and I am a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Taekwondo is a Korean martial art, similar to karate or kung fu. Tai meaning striking with the foot, and Kwan meaning striking with the hand, and Do, which translates into the art of or the way of. Typically, Taekwondo student would learn to defend themselves using their hands, feet, knees, elbows, head, whatever's available to them. But today I'd like to share with you a tool that sometimes they can use, weapons, to defend themselves. And specifically today I want to share with you the katana sword. Now the katana sword is actually of Japanese descent and creation, and has thousands of years of history. And originally it was created for the samurai warriors. And these swords were used by the samurai, ninja, other people in combat, and it was actually believed that these swords possessed the spirit of the owner. There was great ceremony and time put into creating these swords. It would take weeks, sometimes even months, to create just one sword. And the Japanese were famous for their steel forging techniques. The steel was actually folded over thousands of times to create an infinite number of layers in the steel, which created a steel that was so strong and so powerful that it rivaled any other steel in any country around the world at the time, and even today for the most part. But it was also flexible. Now, the katana sword, because it was so sharp, they would do all sorts of ways to test to see how sharp it was, make sure it was battle ready. And one of the famous stories is the water lily test, when they would take the katana sword and hold it blade forward in a stream and release a water lily pad down a current. And the simple currents of the water would be strong enough to slice the leaf in half. And if that worked, then the blade was strong enough and sharp enough to go into battle. So today I wanted to share with you the 9 basic strikes and parallel blocks with the katana sword. And first I'd like to demonstrate the basic holding technique of the sword. First and foremost, you'll notice that the katana sword is actually held with 2 hands as opposed to 1. And the hands are not together, they're actually separated to create a leverage motion with a downward strike or whatever strike angle you're taking. Also, you'll notice that the blade is slightly curved, and that is intended to create more contact with the target as it's making a slice. Now, the stance. There's several different stances, but for the basic stances, the front stance, left foot, bent to almost a 90-degree angle, not quite, and the right foot is back with a straight back leg. And this is a powerful front stance. Other stances: horseshoe stance, a T stance, and a back stance. Now, for the 9 strikes of the katana sword. The first strike is a downward angled strike across the collarbone. You notice that my left leg is forward, right leg is back. Second strike, similar strike, just mirror to the other side, and legs are switched. Down across the collarbone again. Number 3 is a horizontal strike across the body. 4, same one, other side, horizontal. 5 is an upward strike, angled across the body. 6, the other side, looking forward. 7 is a downward vertical strike, very powerful strike. 8 is an upward vertical strike. And 9, the final strike, is a thrust, a forward thrust. Sometimes it can be done with an open hand to the pommel, or closed two-handed. Now typically, every strike has a parallel defense to it as well. For example, the number 1 strike is typically blocked with a number 1 block, in which the opposite leg is forward, elbow is up, the sword is about a 45-degree angle. And the reason that it's the opposite leg is that the block is intended to absorb the hit, and then the defender would step forward with the next strike. So, to demonstrate, block, step, strike. There is a right-handed side, left-handed side block. There is a side body block. You always want to be able to see your opponent. Opposite side. There is a down block. Another down block. If the strike is coming from up ahead with an overhead strike like this, a couple ways to block it include just a simple straightforward block like this, and when the blade absorbs the block, it's angled off to release their blade and to step forward with a nice clean strike afterwards. Another way to block the straight down strike is the backwards twisting block like this, which then allows you to finish with a thrust. So, to demonstrate the 9 striking techniques in succession would appear something like this. And afterwards, typically they would ceremonially flick the blade or shake the blade, get anything off the blade, and then return it to their belt and finish with a bow. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the 9 techniques of the katana sword. Have a good day.